Nobody warns you how fast one little jowl, when you look in the mirror, can send you on this long strain of a YouTube rabbit hole, right? Especially after you've heard people say that your jawline is the first place people notice when they're thinking of youth. So you spot one change in your facial structure, and then suddenly you're trying to figure out how to fix it, lift it, tighten it, strengthen it, tape it, strap it, exercise it, right? And so you start Googling, you find a few YouTube videos. One person tells you to strengthen it through face exercise. Another one's going to tell you try out mewing. Someone's going to have some kind of gadget that you're supposed to bite down on to strengthen the jaw muscles. And then before you know it, you're like lying in bed wondering, like, is this getting worse? Like, what am I supposed to do about all this? And so I'm going to tell you that was me. So the first place I started to notice my aging in my face was through my jaw and neckline. And it just was starting to look softer than it used to, right? I started getting these little pouches here. And just like everybody else, I went online looking for answers. All right. And so I found a woman who was demonstrating some kind of little special jaw exerciser you put between your teeth, and then you bite down over and over and over again to strengthen the jawline. And of course, I tried it, but it actually made my jaw worse and made me feel like I had TMJ. I also tried those straps. You strap your face with this special band, and it fits snugly around your neck and jaw, and it's supposed to like lift it and keep it lifted for more hours than when it's not. And I'm going to tell you, nope, that doesn't work. And then, yes, I've done the whole mewing rabbit hole as well. And so what I eventually realized was that I was asking the wrong question about all of this. I was asking what exercise is going to fix my jawline or what gadget, but what I should have been asking myself is like, what habits or what am I doing with my jaw, my tongue, my neck, and my posture all day long, right? Because the answer isn't as simple as work harder. And as our human nature wants to do is we think that's the answer always. We have to work harder. We're not working hard enough. We're not good enough, right? And so sometimes, though, there's an underlying foundation that we have to fix first. And in this case, we're going to be talking about your posture. And I'm going to show you some like everyday habits that might be adding tension around your jaw and your mouth and your neck without you even realizing it. And so I want to show you why I always work with posture before I add exercise when I'm working with a client. Because if you're spending 10 or 12 minutes exercising one area in the morning, and then spending the other 23 and a half hours of your day holding it in a particular position or, that keeps adding strain, we need to look at that area first, right? And so by the end of today's episode, you'll know what to start paying attention to before you start adding more gadgets and more exercises that you find on YouTube. And so you'll have a much better idea of what could be causing the sagging in that area when you're looking in the mirror. If we haven't met yet, I am Michelle Rose. I'm a health and beauty strategist. I love helping Christian midlife women feel confident in the woman that they see in the mirror so that they can stop hiding and start living their life and their calling the way God has designed and called them to do. And so one of the things I've learned through both fitness and face exercise is that posture changes everything. When you go to the gym, if I handed you a whole set of weights and let you do 50 repetitions with poor form, I wouldn't expect more repetitions to fix the problem. I'm going to help correct the form and the posture first so that you can get the most out of that exercise. And I look at the face the same way. And so your jaw, it doesn't work all by itself. In fact, wherever you are right now, I want you to take your fingers, put them on your temples, and open and close your jaw several times. What you're feeling right now is the connection of another part of your face being connected to that jawline. So before we start talking about exercises for jowls and that softer jawline, though, we need to look at that foundation first. And so posture first, exercise second, right? When I first started noticing changes in my neck and jawline, I went looking for that fix, as mentioned, and I wanted to know what exercise was going to target this area, right? And I told you there's all kinds of gadgets out there. I tried that exerciser where you're opening and closing your jaw, squeezing and pushing with that thing in your mouth. And the reason why that doesn't work and it actually caused me more damage was because it has you holding your mouth in an unnatural posture and alignment. You don't hold your mouth open that wide ever. Once I started searching, though, the internet, it was for sure more than happy to give me through the algorithms like 20 different answers. And I tried all those things or several of them. And when you're already feeling insecure about something when you're looking in the mirror, it's really easy to believe that you're missing out on something and that more is better, right? And so that was the trap I fell into. And I tried down that bite down device because the logic did sound good, right? I want to strengthen those muscles because they look like they're atrophying. But exercises should not be causing pain or more issues in your face. So if you have done any of these things and that's what you're experiencing and you think you have to push through, stop. And that's what I had to do. I had to look at these things and realize this might not be helping me out here. I had been so focused on changing what I could see, the things that I was so insecure about, that I stopped thinking about the foundational things that I had been trained to see. So this is where I began starting to take my health coaching training and my body fitness training and apply it to the face exercise training. And I began asking myself, like, what was I clenching my jaw in my sleep or during the day? Was I carrying tension from working on the computer or from emotional stress? Was I sitting constantly with my face forward, looking at my phone? Because I want these exercises to hold for you. I want you to get the results that you're looking for. I don't want you to feel like you've gone and tried these random face exercises that you've seen online and then have them fail on you because they do work, but sometimes you're working on a different area than actually needs strengthening first. And sometimes it's posture, sometimes it's less tension and you need massage, or something medical could be going on, right? That needs to be looked at from a doctor before you even try to exercise it, especially if you have TMJ or you have suffered from a stroke recently. And so I have women in my community who are reaching out about TMJ and stroke. And the way I would approach the tension in the jaw or the softening in the jawline would be completely different because someone who has suffered from a stroke, usually the asymmetry and things happening in the jawline are being caused from neurological things. So there's other things we would have to do before we can start doing exercise, right? And so you don't want to just think what muscle needs to work harder. And so that being said, if you've got jaw pain, locking, clicking happening, make sure that you are checking in with your doctor first before you go and do any face exercises. But for a lot of us, that question of what am I repeatedly doing all day long with my face? We have not even thought to ask ourselves. And so you have those little habits, they all add up. And this is where I love the new method that I've been putting together because we're looking at posture first, then movement, and then intentional exercise. And so next week, I'm excited at that 100th episode party, the PJ party. I'm going to finally be able to share with all of you guys, and you'll get to see how it's all been put together in this 12-minute facelift. That'll be in the Facebook group, and so there's not going to be any replay. So try to come live if you can, but there will be other opportunities in the future if you are not able to. So if we're going to stop chasing those random jawline exercises and start looking at the whole picture, here's the areas I want you to pay attention to. The first one was probably the biggest one for me and for most women that I do work with as clients. And that is posture. And it's more than just sitting upright and straight and making sure your head's over your shoulders properly. Like what I want you to think about, because I come from a fitness background and that's how we approach with our body too. But if you went into the gym and your squat was completely off, I would not let you do 50 more squats and just hope that strengthening those muscles will make your form better. I would make you stop, right? And then we would adjust the position so that we could strengthen the right posture muscles to make you stronger, to give you that better foundation. And so that's how we're looking at these things. So I want you to know, like, when you're thinking through, and I want you to do this while we're here together, where is your head sitting? Don't try to straighten up and be perfect first. Okay, check it. Check it right now. Like, where is your head? Is it forward? Is it stacked? Are your shoulders rolled forward and crushing in on themselves? Are you slightly trying to lift your chin and neck so that you don't have those rings around your neck? All of this is going to matter because your jaw and your neck, they're attached to the rest of you, like we pointed out earlier, right? Then I also want you to think about the posture inside your mouth. Where is your tongue resting at this moment? Are your teeth slightly separated? There's no clenching happening, right? Is the tongue resting at the roof of your mouth or is it sitting low in the mouth? Are you feeling tense and forcing it up like you saw on a mewing video and have now trained yourself to do? Are your teeth grinding somewhat because you're holding your breath? Like, these are the things that I want you to kind of think through when we're talking about tongue posture, because your mouth should not feel strained. So if you've been trained from a mewing video to push that tongue and suck the tongue to the roof of the mouth and kind of keep it there, that actually over time causes strain in other areas of your body without even realizing it. So yes, do we want it to naturally sit in the roof of the mouth? Yes, but we also want the muscles to feel natural and loose and your teeth to be separated. You should be able to feel a good fullness of air when you breathe instead of everything being tight and locked down and forced breathing. And again, if you're dealing with any type of jaw pain or clicking, locking, and your jaw can't shift and move side to side, I want you to ask your dentist and your providers, like, to please instigate this for you, right? So that we can kind of get to the bottom of this. Because if you have a TMD or a TMJ disorder, they might be able to help you with some of these things. Then let's talk about a posture that a lot of women don't think about when it comes to your jaw, and that is sleep posture. So think about how long you spend in bed. If you are a side sleeper, and especially if you sleep on the same side, you've got your face pushed on a pillow all night long. But if you're 7 to 8 hours in that position, you might wake up with a sore jaw and not even realize what's happening, or a sore shoulders and neck because maybe your pillow was forcing your neck to collapse or it was forcing it to sit high on that side. So I want you to think about what type of position and posture is your sleep, because that can cause tension and you're doing it unconsciously. But you can do certain things. And of course, we'll talk about that in a future sleep pillar episode. But there are certain things you can do in your sleep to be able to improve your sleep posture. So let's just talk about tension, though. This isn't under posture, but a lot of us hold tension in our jaws when we're answering emails or we're on a phone call that's difficult, we're worrying about something. A lot of us, when we're concentrating, our face kind of pinches together and closes down tight, and your jaw will do the same. So your teeth might grind or at least clench. You may be holding your breath and your tongue position is not able to sit in its natural position because you're holding your breath. So I want you to think about, like, are your teeth pressed together? Are you pursing your lips and bringing everything tight? Your shoulders pulled in tight? Um, and again, are you holding your breath? Now, I don't expect you to be fully aware of what your body's doing in your position and posture all day long, but I'm just today trying to kind of point out some of the things so that when you go through that worksheet, you can kind of think through, oh, Michelle did mention that. Let me see what I do. Do I do that? Do I not do that? Because I believe that if you start being intentional and paying attention and being aware, you'll be able to start making those micro shifts. And those micro shifts, think about it. A lot of people feel overwhelmed when they hear those words, but the truth is 1% a day is only 100 days, which is a third of a year, right? Like, or a little less than a third of a year, really, truly. So you're not even having to do a whole lot. You just have to start paying attention and being aware. Make one little change, and over time, that change shifts you completely in the direction that you're trying to go. Because we do need to start relaxing. We do need to start letting ourselves breathing. We do need to sit in a posture that says, I take care of myself. And this is what I love about what I do, right? Because better posture can change the way your neck and jawline look, and we love that. Those are the changes that are fun to notice, and they're physically visible. But over the years, I've noticed something else. When a woman starts working on their posture, she carries herself differently. She walks into the room with a little more surety about herself. She takes up a little bit more space. And people respond to that. They respect that. They see something, right? And that good posture, it communicates confidence before you're even willing to display the confidence of speaking out or doing anything else. Just that posture shift. You don't even have to say anything, and people already start responding to that. And I think this matters more in midlife than it ever has before for ourselves, because by midlife, we have learned to shrink ourselves without even realizing it. And so we do things like offer to take the photo instead of be in the photo. Or we offer to do the dishes at a women's ministries event because we might be afraid of communicating, or that no one will want to sit with me or communicate with me, or I might say the wrong thing, or you already dismiss in your head that they don't want you to be in leadership or speak up, whatever it is that you carry in your heart. But, when we start changing our posture, we start carrying ourselves different. We lift our head, we open our chest, we stop collapsing in on ourselves, and suddenly that thing that we thought we were doing for our jawline begins affecting the way that we show up everywhere else in our life. And I love this work because it does that. And I want you to start seeing this work as that. You're stewarding your beauty in a way that has longer term effects to how you show up in your calling and your purpose for the Lord. Not because of you doing the beauty things, but because you feel more confident about yourself to be in that position, in that place. I'm much more interested in the woman who starts showing up because she feels more confident in the way she carries herself. Someone who is confident enough to actually take that step and do the daring thing the Lord's asked them to do, to step out of the water and walk on it. And someone who's willing to be seen and shine. Jesus told us that we are the light of the world, and that a lamp is not meant to be hidden under a basket or a bowl, whichever translation you read from, but we're designed to shine. And sometimes something as simple as changing our posture becomes that physical reminder of us remembering to do that, is to step out and shine. And so that's exactly why I want you to join me next week for our 100th live stream PJ party. I'm going to be letting you experience this new method that I've been developing, and you've been hearing me talk about it over the last couple weeks. And that's my 12-minute facelift method using frequencies. But join us at Making Life Beautiful again in the Facebook group, August 19th, 7 o'clock Central Time. Come try that with me, okay? Let's see what happens when you start not working harder, but show up in a way of position of surrender to the Lord. Until then, though, I do want you to do one thing. Every time you catch yourself, like checking your jawline in the mirror, I don't want you to go straight to criticizing it. I want you just to check your posture, check your tongue position, right? Your head, your shoulders, your jaw, your tongue, and notice what your face does when you do that. And the idea of preparing your body, though, before face exercise is actually the perfect setup for what we're going to be talking about next week, because I'm going to be asking you, what are you tuning yourself into? Show up the way you need to all day, whether it's being on camera, being in front of people, cleaning your kitchen, being with your grandbabies, whatever it is. I want you just to learn how you can take just 12 minutes to tune in to what he has for you. It's going to be a fun one.